Okay, we're tossing out an old fridge here. We're cleaning out our old sheds. There's an old fridge that we bought second-hand some years ago, and we're just tossing it out. But I'm concerned about asbestos danger from a lot of these old appliances, and there's some sort of wool stuffed in the above the freezer chamber. So we've got to. The problem is, for example, if you want to get all that stupid stuffing tested, it's going to cost $100 at a laboratory or something, isn't it? Online there are places that advertise. Now look at all that stuffing. Where's the stick? Look at all this stuff they've stuffed the freezer area with. Is that glass wool or is it white asbestos? Look at all that rubbish. We've got a stove too, an old stove that's full of the same stuff. I'm inclined to think it might be white asbestos. Horrible. Look at all the... This is just a refrigerator. See all that stuff? Now, is it wool? Oops, I've dropped some now. That's what the stuff looks like up close. Now, is that asbestos or glass wool? It's a Sovereign refrigerator, it says on the front. Who makes Sovereign refrigerators? How old would it be? What, 30 years old or something? As you can see, all the stuffings come out of this old fridge. I think it must have been bought like that, yes. We bought it second hand and we at an auction or something. Look at all that stuff. Is it asbestos or is it glass wool? Very concerning. Who wants to pay $100 for the laboratory? And you have to make special arrangements with the dump if it's asbestos too, to dispose of it. And who wants to expose another person to the dangers? Horrible stuff. Now, all this glass wool or asbestos stuff has fallen out now, and it's all got to be picked up. Look at it, it looks like merino wool, doesn't it? Horrible. And it's my opinion that the asbestos companies, if it's asbestos, the asbestos companies should be paying for all the clean-up, not individuals. Not individuals like myself who are suddenly find themselves exposed to it all. An old refrigerator. Anyway, this old refrigerator was bought from a second-hand shopper auction about, what, 27 years ago, and it must have been, what, 20 years old then. So, someone always ends up, you know, with the legacy of asbestos, don't they? If that's what it is. We have to dispose of it now. Anyway, it's all our trouble now to dispose of it. See ya. There's the dairy bar, it says. Just showing you the brand. And on the front somewhere it says Sovereign. Sovereign of what, I wonder? Sovereign of asbestos rubbish. When I was a kid, glass wool was usually white coloured or pink, and I think that might be asbestos because it's sort of more of a yellowy colour. Whoops, what does it look like? So ostensibly, I suppose, the freezer area of this fridge was being insulated with either asbestos or glass wool. I don't know which. I wouldn't know. I'm not an expert. And if we're going to find out, we're going to have to pay a lab or something. And it's going to have to be disposed of safely. And we're going to have to wear masks and gloves and things, aren't we? We are. And the reason why it's opened is because once before we had to open it up to fix it, but it was, in the end, it was beyond being fixed up. Horrible, the legacy of asbestos. So, if you worked at the Sovereign refrigerator factory and you're out there on YouTube somewhere and you stuffed refrigerators full of asbestos, Please let us know if this is asbestos or glass wool that's stuffed into the freezer coat all around the fridge. Otherwise we're stuffed. So we're going to tie the refrigerator door closed and seal it and keep all this possibly hazardous material inside it. It's not just around the freezer cabinet here, it's all around the entire fridge. All down the sides was stuffed with the stuff. All down the sides was stuffed with the stuff. And to be on the safe side, we're going to tie the door closed and try and dispose of it somehow. This is a look at the bottom of the fridge. All the bottom of the fridge has been stuffed with what to me is white asbestos. I think it's white asbestos. If you think it's glass wool, let me know. All the bottom of it was stuffed with this compound. It breaks up. Yes, in my experience, my limited experience, white asbestos sort of forms those grains. And I don't think glass wool makes grains like that. I'm not an expert though. Horrible stuff. Well, we'll be taking this to the dump. I think they have a special day each month for hazardous materials like asbestos, or by appointment or something. We've tied this refrigerator closed, and yes, the seal is all closed too now. So we've done our best to seal it. Someone painted stripes on it years ago, before we had it, and we've just got to get rid of it now. So if anyone out there knows anything about sovereign refrigerators and whether they were stuffed with white woolly asbestos, please let us know, because we'd be very interested. We'd be very interested. I'm sure asbestos lawyers would be very interested too. And the legacy is all around us, isn't it? And we've got to get rid of this now, merely because we bought an old refrigerator years ago from the second-hand shop, and we've had it in our shed for some years. And now we've got to dispose of it safely and responsibly. We also have a cooker in our shed, an old cooker, and it's probably definitely asbestos, because we had to open it up once to fix it, and it had all this woolly stuff inside it, and the stove looked just like that too, and little clumps of what looked like wool. And I really don't think it's glass wool at all. I'm inclined to think it's asbestos. Anyway, I'll let you know any further developments. Taking it to the dump, getting rid of rubbish. Good riddance to bad rubbish, hopefully. Yes, I can see it. That's an old cooker there. I'm not sure what brand it is. That is definitely stuffed full of asbestos. That is. We'll have to be very careful getting rid of that. An old stovette. See ya.